Hi guys, it's Modest Lucario Gaming and we're back for the first time in like 6 months I think it is. It's been a while. So we're back. I kind of wanted to get back into doing YouTube again. Whenever I have spare time, it's nice to do. I really want to start getting more into Yu-Gi-Oh! I'm mainly going to be doing deck profiles, sort of meta matchups, just meta guides, stuff like that. Just anything that may be interesting or valuable to you as a viewer, as a Yu-Gi-Oh! Player. So no, it's getting a bit tough now. The prices of cards are going up. I'm going to try and focus on budget builds for people. So that is actually what we've got today. So today we have got Crystal Beast. Crystal Beast was kind of a deck that interested me as soon as I seen the structure deck. The structure deck kind of added a different dimension to it. It used to be very try and get Rainbow Dragon, protect the tower. That type of build of a deck was kind of the only one back way when it first came out. That was the only time I remember seeing it. But it's kind of added a control element to it. Now I know there's a combo version of the deck. I'm not too fond of it. To me it's very fragile. I don't really like it that much. So I've got the Conclave control version. So I really like this deck, especially in terms of the current meta. Being able to stop tier very well, especially with Necro Volley. Spoilers, Necro Volley's in here. I'm sure you kind of know that already. You've clicked into the deck profile. It's kind of the main reason people are starting to run it now. But yeah, I'm quite fond of it. I like control builds. Being purely honest, I have a Go on second deck, which is the Magnate Invoked. I'll probably do an updated deck profile on that soon. I'm just waiting on one card for the deck. But I was looking at going first decks. I seen this. Looked good. Had most of the cards for it. Just had to buy 3 structure decks. Ball drunk over flam. So we're not going to waste any more time. We're going to get into the deck profile now. So first off, 3 Sapphire Pegasus. Very, very self-explanatory. It's the card in your deck you want to see the most. It's very, very important. It kind of gets your plays going. It puts your Crystal Beast Rainbow Dragon into the spell trap card zone, which kind of gets your plays started. It's level 4, which comes out with a lot because we go into rank 4s. Well, rank 4s are kind of there when you need them, or if you don't have any further plays. So I'll kind of get into that more as I go through the deck. I actually run 5 copies of Crystal Beast Rainbow Dragon, or not Crystal Beast Rainbow Dragon, Sapphire Pegasus. I like this Noble Knight Spear Burr, or Shield Burr, not even a spear one. It's good. You kind of don't really want to see it that much. I'm considering dropping it because you have a lot of ways into Pegasus. It's just the other ways into Pegasus you kind of want to use for other things. So Rainbow Bridge you want to use to kind of add Conclave or maybe the counter trap. So you don't really want to use it to kind of add pawns to get the Pegasus. I mean, it works, but it's in here for now. I may take it out, I'm not too sure, but it's in there for now. I've got 3 Crystal Beast Rainbow Dragons. So the reason I went with 3 is I was running 2. I liked it at 2, but the big part about this deck is when you go first, you set up your negates or your control, you control your opponent on their turn, it gets back to your turn and you're kind of left with not a lot, so you kind of need to push for a game. So what I like kind of doing with this is having one in hand for the effect to push onto the field and deal more damage. It's good for that. Sometimes the second effect doesn't come up because only one Rainbow Dragon, but I like having these in the spell and trap card zone sometimes, and then having something like Ruby or Salvation, or I think it's Salvation. It's not Salvation, it is Awakening, to kind of bring it out of the spell and trap card zone sometimes. So I run another 3 for a game push, and I'm liking another 3. I don't think we'll drop it down to 2 anytime soon. For the rest of the Crystal Beasts, we've got Rainbow Dragon, Ruby Carbuncle, and Cobalt Eagle. Cobalt Eagle's there for your Crystal Beast Rainbow Dragon plays to kind of summon it from the deck, no effect, but it's already when they're rank 4 with it in the Pegasus. That's kind of really its only use, so you can kind of run another one if you want. I just like it because it's a wind. Sapphire Pegasus is a wind. You can go into level or rank 4 winds. You can go into the Charmer link, which is good if you want to run the Secret Village of Spellcasters. I'm not really going down that route, but it is an option. And then Carbuncle comes up a lot. What I like doing with Carbuncle is using Crystal Bond to add Carbuncle to hand, put one in the spell and trap card zone. Summon the Carbuncle, uses effect, move everything up kind of helps push for game. Puts if you put the Crystal Beast Rainbow Dragon into the spell and trap card zones, you can usually get that out with Carbuncle, which is pretty good. And then Rainbow Dragon's just kind of there because you need to search it and use it for stuff like Awakening. And now, the main reason why a lot of the people picked up this deck, so we've got 3 Dimension Shifter because it literally does not harm this deck in any way. You don't really normally get the Crystal Beast back from the graveyard anyway, so even if you play Shifter and stuff like Pegasus goes to the grave and gets banished instead, you don't really recover it that much anyway. And then when the Crystal Beasts are destroyed, they go into spell and trap card zones, so that doesn't mess with Shifter. So it's good. Again, it's another one of those cards. When you're going first and you play it, you're like, yes, thank God, but then you draw it, because this isn't a... Well, I've tried to make it a turn 3 kill deck. It's very hard though, so if you don't and you draw another Shifter, you're kind of left with this brick in your hand. It's too good not to run though, so I kind of have to keep it in at 3, and it's doing its job to be fair, so I can't really take it out. So that's the monster lineup. So now we've got the spells, and what I think is probably the best spell in the deck, so that is Rainbow Bridge of the Heart. Very, very good card. It comes up in the control aspect where you can kind of bounce it and another card your opponent controls to the hand, which is amazing. Being able to pop Crystal Beast monsters to search spell or trap, so what you usually do is you pop that to maybe search your Conclave or your Crystal Miracle. Again, very good card. You have to run this at 3. You kind of want to see it. You kind of want to see this in Sapphire Pegasus. That's kind of what you want. That is your kind of end goal. Either this in Sapphire Pegasus or Sapphire Pegasus and Conclave. You kind of want to search the other one and kind of have one in your hand. So have that at 3. We have Awakening of the Crystal Ultimates here. Again, very good card. I don't really use its second effect too much, so it's usually the take a Rainbow Bridge or Rainbow Refraction card from your deck. Well, not Rainbow Refraction, but you take Rainbow Bridge, you add Rainbow Bridge, and then you kind of just search whatever the hell you need with that. The second effect kind of is good. You can special summon Crystal Beast monster from your hand, deck, graveyard, spell, and trap card zones. Remember, you kind of have to reveal the Rainbow Dragon in your hand to activate this effect, or the effect of the spell anyway. The second effect does come up, but I very rarely use it. It's there for if I need it, but it usually is used for the first effect. Another one of the really good spell cards in the deck. 3 Rainbow Bridge, which is basically you search any spell or trap, which is absolutely unreal. This you always want to see this in your hand. The fact it's not once per turn either is just insane. It's probably is the best spell in the deck because it literally is whatever spell you want it to be. You need a Crystal Bond, you've got it. You want a Awakening of the Crystal Ultimates or whatever, you got it. You want Rainbow Bridge, well, I can't search Rainbow Bridge, but you get what I mean. It searches a lot of different things, so that is literally the main card. You want this card. And then one of Crystal cards, we got 1 Crystal Bond, 1 Crystal Promise. I recently added Promise. I didn't think it would be as good as it is. We've got a really bad glare there, that's a bit better. Crystal Promise is good because Bond does, or not Bond, Awakening does kind of the same thing. When I say summon a spell or a Crystal Beast spell trap card zone, but you don't need the Rainbow Dragon. So I like Promise for the fact that because I run the 3 of the Crystal Beast Rainbow Dragon, it kind of puts it back up to the field, which is just kind of what I want to do whenever I want to push for damage in game 3. Crystal Bond again is here, just that starts with Sapphire Pegasus, put like the Ruby into the spell and trap card zones, get the Promise next turn, put the Ruby up, put whatever else is up as well. So yeah, brilliant card, gonna keep running it. Crystal Promise isn't really seen in too much decks, but I'm liking it for now. Consistency, Pot of Prosperity. I will run this in every deck until they tell me I'm not allowed to. I mean, it is just such a good card. It's not even, oh, you're drawing cards blindly. You're literally getting to look at the cards on the top of your deck and say, I want this one. And because there's so many good spell cards in this deck, you're more than likely to see one of them. So you're more than likely going to see maybe the Sapphire Pegasus, the Rainbow Bridge, which is literally anything, the Awakening, the Rainbow Bridge of the Heart. You're going to see them more than likely unless you really just have a really bad top deck, 3 really bad cards that you don't need. But just pure consistency wise, I can understand some people don't have the money for it. I don't even know some sort of alternative. You don't really need. You could maybe just bulk up on a few cards that I'm not running multiple of. So maybe more Crystal Miracles. I've run one, we'll get to that in a second. More Bonds, maybe an extra Crystal Beast or two. Maybe reinforcements of the army to search the Shield Bearer, stuff like that. But as long as I have this card, it'll be in all my decks. Next, we've got our little Foolish Burial Goods package. So we've got 2 goods, 1 Rainbow Bridge of Salvation, 1 Zombie World, 1 Network Valley. So I love this package. I had Foolish Burial Goods at 3, but it kind of started to break a lot for me, where I was drawing 2 of them and drawing them like turn 3, so I just cut it down. It's not essential to get. If you really need your Necro Valley and your Zombie World for your deck, maybe your locals is really very heavily filled with Fluunderies or tier limits, maybe run out of 3 just so you see it. But basically, for people who don't know, Goods dumps this. Salvation's effect is you can banish it from the grave. You add 1 Crystal Beast and 1 Field Spell, so you usually banish it, you add the Crystal Beast, Sapphire Pegasus, and you add either the Zombie World or the Necro Valley. I face a lot of Fluunderies and a lot of Dinosaur, Hero, stuff like that, so more often than not, I'm picking Zombie World because the not being able to tribute monsters and then changing everything to zombie does a lot. It doesn't really harm our deck, Zombie World, it's not really too big of an issue, so it's definitely useful in the deck. Necro Valley kind of kills a lot of decks right now, so being able just to search the Necro Valley and your Crystal Beast Sapphire Pegasus is a very good play against most decks in the format. So that's my ratio for that. I don't think I would change it. I'm liking it at the moment, so I'm going to keep it that. Finally, we've got the traps for the main deck. So we've got the card that kind of makes the deck playable now is Crystal Conclave. So I don't really use the effect too much where if Crystal Beast monster is destroyed by battle or card effects, especially on a Crystal Beast in your deck. Doesn't really come up too much because usually you go for a lot of your Crystal Beasts during your turn 1 play, so you don't really want to summon them. Sometimes you'll grab another Pegasus if it comes up, so yeah, that comes up, but it's mainly for the second effect. So if you can send this card from your field to the grave, target a Crystal Beast monster you control, and 1 card on the field, return them both to the hand. So what's good is if you have 2 Conclave, you can activate the effect of 2 of the Conclaves, targeting the same Crystal Beast. Bounce it to the hand and bounce the other 2 cards to the hand. It's a very good effect. I may be wrong about that, it's just from the wording of it. I would assume I'm able to do that if I activate them both in the same chain. But even without being able to do that, it's just non-destruction disruption is just very good this format. Having this and the Rainbow Bridge of the Heart is good for removal, which I really like. So main card of the deck. And then we go 1 Miracle. I'm probably going to bump this to 2. I'm not too sure what I'm going to take out. I need to take a card out for it. I'm not even too sure. I'll look into it a bit more and see what I take out, but it's just such a good card. And it comes up turn 3 as well when you can't game them. This is why I want to run the second, because sometimes you go into turn 3, you can't win the duel. So you need to have more plays. So Crystal Miracle is normally very good. So it's when a spell trap or most effects activated, destroy 1 Crystal Beast, and if you do, you get the activation, destroy the card. So it's just a basically negator for anything. The second effect of a Crystal Beast card is placed in the spell trap card zone. When this card is in the grave, banish this card, place 1 Crystal Beast monster from your hand, deck, or graveyard face up in your spell trap card zones. Comes up only with Crystal Beast Rainbow Dragon, really, or maybe getting a Pegasus back, but second effect's okay. That just doesn't really come up a lot for me. And then my little bit of spice that well, it's not really too much spice, it's just kind of, yeah, I'm going to run this. So there can only be 1. Doesn't hurt the deck because you've got Sapphire Pegasus is a beast, Carbuncle is a furry, Crystal Beast Rainbow Dragon is a dragon, Cobalt Eagle is a winged beast, so it doesn't come up too much. What I like to do, that's how I beat a hero player, was I played this. I played Zombie World and I got Crystal Beast Rainbow Dragon on the field and just kept bang, 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 kept swinging. Just to the point where he couldn't physically do anything with those heroes because they were all zombies. I'm sitting with my 1 big zombie Crystal Dragon and just kept going. So it's very good for when you don't have combo, when you can just flip this up and stop your opponent from playing. So it gives you a turn or 2 to get your combo going. So would I consider dropping it? If I found something better, like the whole mini engine that would do more work, I would, but it doesn't seem to be needed right now, and it seems to be doing work, so I'm going to keep it there. Now for the extra deck, it is literally just a load of rank 4. So we've got a Bagoo's good, because Bagoo's is very good. Dugara is good just because sometimes you can maybe deck it or draw into your deck a little bit more. Sometimes boosting the attack up is good turn 3. It's came up for me a few times where someone did double the attack and attacked and kind of won. So it's good for that. Or you can double the Rainbow Dragon's attack if you have it on board. Exciton Knight, just good start rank 4. Same as Tornado Dragon for back row. Amaral, again, shuffle more stuff in from your grave. You don't really come up too much. I'm not really going to have 3 monsters in my grave most of the time, but you know, it's there. Cowboy, just for giggles and hoping your opponent doesn't kill you and get them down to 800 and just say, ha, Cowboy for game. Chidori's kind of the same reason, just as Tornado Dragon. And then we've got a Dweller. So that's just kind of the rank 4s that just are there just for one standalone purpose. The rest are, I've got a Utopia and a Lightning. They're just kind of there for if I need to push a wee bit for game. I can just go Utopia, Lightning, crash into some monster, make it 5k, do a lot of damage. It's there for that reason. Not too much of a in-depth discussion there. And then the last little package is a Shakanine, Borbo, and a Zeus. So what you do is just go, if you ever have to go second, you get your Sapphire Pegasus and your Eagle on board. You make Shakanine, make Borbo on top of the Shakanine, attack directly with a Borbo. Main phase 2, you go into Zeus and then just wipe everything. So that's kind of just why that's there. It comes up a lot because a lot of people will make you go second, just not even because they want to go second, just because they're afraid of you going first. So that comes up a lot. So guys, that's everything. That's the deck profile for now. What I really would love is if you could have any suggestions maybe and just what you would change about the deck. I'm liking the deck for what it is at the moment. I'm really enjoying playing it. It's very strong. Stronger, surprisingly strong. I didn't think it was going to be this good. Very grindy, which I really enjoy doing. Some doesn't really have a deck like that at the moment. But guys, thank you so much for if you got to this point in the video. If you've really liked the video, please like the video. It means so much. Subscribe to the channel. I'm going to be trying to post more deck profiles, more Yu-Gi-Oh content. If there's anything you want, put it down in the comments. You tell me, what is it you want to see? Maybe a certain deck profile. Maybe you want to see some type of video that I'm not doing at the moment. Maybe some combo tutorials, test hands of certain decks, stuff like that. But guys, again, thank you so much for watching. It's been Modest Lucario Gaming, and I'm signing off for now. Thank you. Keep it safe. Goodbye.